Today we're going to get nostalgic about our honeymoon.
Yay!
Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Joe Finley.
And I'm Carrie Finley.
And today, because we had a trip canceled on us, Milton, we are going to think about another trip, one that made us happy. And it was 17 years ago when we were on our honeymoon at Walt Disney World.
It's crazy.
So this wasn't the honeymoon, obviously, but this is, how nice we clean up.
We do clean up pretty nice.
You look very nice.
I had hair.
Yeah, you did have hair. I was actually looking at it and I was like, are there extensions in there? And I was like, no, that's just all her. She had a lot of long hair and I barely remember that, but you look nice with the curls.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You looked great too.
That's just another angle of us looking nice. A little bit of cleave in there. Now, notice in the bouquet there, you'll notice film strip. We had a whole film themed wedding. And so I actually got film from my film school and we had it going through that and through all other decorations at the actual wedding reception. I was going to say ceremony.
As well as your vest was silver for the silver screen.
That is also
That's
true.
something else that we chose.
Yes. And your dress was white. All right. So this is the first thing at the actual hotel. So this was at the All-Star Movies. So you can see a little bit of the wonderfully quilted stuff there. You got some 101 Dalmatians, some Mighty Ducks, some Buzz Lightyear. The towel thing just tickled me right away. Just the Mickey towels. They do way better towel stuff now.
Yeah, and it's just classic. It's Mickey Mouse. Like, I mean, you're at Disney. It's Mickey Mouse.
All right, so this is a bit more of the actual room. So they've obviously done a lot to these rooms when you see them. When we go back, so fun news, we've rebooked for December and we're going to be at Pop Century, but they've overhauled these rooms quite a bit. They look very drab then compared to what they are now. Also, let's not ignore how crappy the quality of the camera was. This is a 17-year-old Canon PowerShot.
I was going to say, this would have been a digital camera. This wouldn't have even been cell phone.
Yeah, that's actually a funny thing about this. There's almost no video at all on this. There's no food photography. There's like basically everything that everybody does now. There's not a whole lot of that happening. But yeah, so that's the room, and you can see in the back how they have the separate sink and vanity, and then the toilet is off to the side there. And there's the toilet, and then it's got just that open shower. It's not a shower tub scenario. Super nostalgic look. There she is.
I remember those pants. I miss those pants.
Carrie's all about her comfy light pants.
I like to be comfortable.
Yeah, that looks like children's bedding. Like everything now looks so much nicer.
I liked it though. It was fun and whimsical. It was on point for the theming, and
yeah.
I enjoyed it.
This was actually my first time back to Walt Disney World as an adult, and Carrie's first time to Walt Disney World, period.
Yep.
So this is a piece of the hotel. It was starting to get dark, hence being a little bit more grainy than normal because we got there, we got there like early evening.
Yeah, it was later in the day because I remember having breakfast at the golf club.
Yeah.
Before leaving.
Yeah, so we had breakfast with our family and opened our wedding gifts and stuff like that, and then headed off to the airport from there.
Yep.
And yeah, we got there probably around 4 or 5 o'clock after everything was all said and done.
Yeah, it was later in the evening.
This picture actually turned out fairly nice given the quality. These were like 3 megapixel cameras.
It's like an old camera.
Oh my God. But yeah, this is one of the areas there. So you can see the film strip. If you've not been to All-Star Movies, I loved All-Star Movies. We've done All-Star Movies and we did All-Star Sports.
Yep.
Was the other one. We haven't done music yet, but that might come because we might actually be celebrating a little anniversary back at Walt Disney World. So stay tuned for that. That'll be February-ish. There's the 101 Dalmatians. It's amazing how big those actually, they did such a good job making these gigantic, well-detailed statues.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can see in the background that it's 3 stories, the hotel there, and it was as tall as all 3 floors. So I mean, that was a very large piece.
Yeah, but the theming is so on point with the All-Star hotels, and given the fact that they're value hotels, our basic opinion on hotels is it's just a place to sleep, so we don't really care to spend much money at them. We were lucky enough to stay at the Boardwalk in 2022 when I was there for a media event, and that was really nice, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, when it's just a matter of actually, sleeping so you can go and have fun, this is the way to go.
Well, even during that trip, I mean, you were off doing some things and I was left to my own devices. margaritas and pizza and some flights. Even still, like, I mean, I used the pool for a little bit and that was it. We didn't really use the amenities of the hotel and stuff like that. We generally don't.
We're very much go, go, go kind of people. And even like on days where we have like chill days, it's a lot of exploring and a lot of like, we're on our feet nonstop. So that's when I don't recharge my body on vacation, I recharge my brain.
Well, if I stop moving, I sleep, so.
Yes. All right, so this is us in the evening, and you can see this is my favorite thing, is the button stuff. This was part of the Year of a Million Wishes.
Yep.
Or Year of a Million Dreams, sorry. Yeah, no, that was fantastic, and the first thing they did was give us these buttons. Something we don't have a picture of is our first day there, we bought Mickey ears. I had the Mickey... Groot. Yeah, it was the Mickey ears with like a top hat, and she had the Minnie ears with the veil. We wore it for a while, but it's an all plastic hat, and it's June, and it literally, like, it created a seal around my head, and it collected sweat, and when I picked it up, literally sweat just poured down the entire... Yeah, no, literally one of the first things my wife said to me as my wife was, ew.
But I still love you, and we're still here 17 years later.
Yeah, whatever. The first single Disney adult lady that's wandering around. I'm trading up. But yeah, so they gave us those, and this is actually our first night out. We're at Magic Kingdom here, because we had the park tickets, so we figured we'd go catch the fireworks and the parade. Just a nice night view of the entrance, and much to that. It was just nice to see. They're all going to be a little bit blurry, because again, these cameras were god-awful. It's terrible to think that the least of anyone's phones in your family is better than any digital camera from back then.
Yep.
And here's a little bit of SpectroMagic. This was the last time I saw SpectroMagic, sad face. This was the parade I saw when I went for the very first time in 1995, which you can go check that video out. I did a whole react to the home movies from that one. But yeah, it was so sad. And there it is, the SpectroMagic. These guys were kind of terrifying though.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if the Purge was happening in like the Renaissance.
I don't remember this very much at all. I do not have the memory that this man has, so.
This is why we take pictures, and this is why we take a lot more pictures now. But I loved these so much. The night parades, man, I miss the night parades, and I really feel, I don't even think it's possible, but I would love to have like an around-the-world night parade at Epcot or something like that.
That would be awesome.
They don't have the proper streets that Magic Kingdom or Disneyland or something like that has, but I absolutely loved these night parades because it was just another fun thing to do outside of the fireworks. There's some Goofy in the darkest possible situation here. The blurry peacock.
Very blurry. I almost couldn't tell it was a peacock.
Oh my god, what would you have thought it was?
I don't know, like exploding lights?
It's the eyes of Dormammu. A little bit of fairy godmother stuff.
That's Flora, isn't it?
It is Flora. I thought it was. I just wanted to be absolutely sure.
No, you know that I'm a Google search demon.
The Google princess. We're playing trivia games, and she's Googling stuff in the middle of, she's like, so now this is the next morning, so now you can see this can take a nice picture in the daytime. But yeah, I loved Giant Woody, and you can see Andy's name written on the side there.
Yeah.
It's a little block. I should have gotten a better angle of it, but he's so big. And there's Buzz. So there's your size comparison. If the building wasn't enough to do it, there's Carrie at his feet.
I like come up to his ankles. I'm a little ankle biter.
Yeah. So now we're at Animal Kingdom. We got a spoonbill here.
How do you remember what that bird is?
The bill looks like a spoon. That's how. Parrot, is that okay?
Well, I know that's a parrot.
So yeah, I just got a lot of random pictures of animals. There's the tree of life.
The tree.
Great angle of the tree too, with the stuff coming up. God, I can't say enough good things about it. The closer you get, the more you see, obviously. I love walking around this thing.
So at the time, Animal Kingdom wasn't my favorite park because I'm a very hands-on person. I like to be able to touch and cuddle things, and they don't let you do that on the safari. No. But this tree, I absolutely love the detail of it.
Even since then, obviously Pandora wasn't here. The only thing that burned us on this trip was, I remember we were on the other side. You have to take the train to get to where like the safaris and all that stuff is. And then we had a reservation at Epcot. And just to give a little background, we weren't super good at the dining plan or any of that. Like when I was there as a kid and stuff, my parents didn't know much of anything. I've told the story before how we went to Epcot and didn't didn't even make it to World Showcase because they didn't know it was there. Yeah, so we're using the dining plan, and the concierge team over at the All-Star Movies was so fantastic at like teaching us how to use it and getting us some reservations.
Yeah,
and stuff
they
like
were
that.
fantastic.
And, you know, cast members, they always make the magic happen. Always be nice to cast members and they be nice to you. Yeah, we were going to be late for our reservation, and we were waiting on this train, and we had to sprint out of there to catch a bus over to Epcot. That is a blur bird.
You mean you don't know the name of this one?
I don't know the name of this one, but he's into Billy Idol. He's a crane of some kind. I know that much.
Got more than me again.
Again.
What's with all the birds?
I don't know. It was what was like around and available. At least this is the area where you're walking, like in the front half of the park.
I don't remember all the birds.
There were lots of birds. We also saw, actually it wasn't even here. We saw the armadillo at Typhoon Lagoon that we saw.
Wasn't it? Is that? No, we saw.
Oh no, Blizzard Beach.
It was Blizzard Beach.
It was
where
Blizzard
the melting
that's
snow resort.
Yeah, and this looks like a deer that was clawed up by Freddy.
I think that's like an antelope or something like that.
It's not an antelope.
No, they got the big horns, right?
Yeah.
This is also an animal.
Yeah. No, this was cool to see like that many crocs just kind of like laying out. Actually, no, are those crocs or alligator? Those are crocs.
They're scary. That's all I know.
They're big dino monsters. Don't worry about it.
They got big chompers.
Yeah. No, alligators have the more narrow. So if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. Okay, so this is actually, that's one of those termite piles that we saw.
Right. I'm like, what are we even looking at?
I remember we were staring at those and we didn't know what they were, and then the guide was like, and this is a termite. And we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That's an antelope, isn't it? It's got the horn things.
It does have the horn things, yes.
I am not good with my animals, people. I'm sorry. That's an elephant.
You did great. That is an elephant.
I can tell by the big ears.
That's it? That's
it.
That thing with the trunk and tusks has big ears. That must be an elephant.
Flamingos.
Yeah.
They're standing on one leg, so.
Some are on two.
Well, those ones might not be flamingos.
There's a lot of rhinos in there. Why am I getting all butts? I took pictures of like exclusively butts. Like I have a really, really specific fetish.
You're a butt man.
Well, yeah, but like apparently with the animals too. There's a little guy. Hey there, little guy. Are you being a little rhino in the sun?
I love the way you talk to animals.
Well, that's how you have to ask how they are. Well, you have to ask things that are uber specific actually, because they don't understand language so much. So you just ask them if they are doing exactly what they're doing in the moment, because that's how you communicate. But yeah, there's a lot. That guy in the back, that was a monster.
Yep.
We were not charged by any of them, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
What?
Happily.
I don't know if it's a story. It's
cool. We have plenty of stories. We don't need extra story.
Yeah, no, I want some adventures. I'm really looking forward to taking the kids on this, because when we took Abby, she was 4. She doesn't really remember this that well. She's got some vague memories of it, and Reese has not been, because we keep having to cancel this trips as Zebra and friends.
That might be the antelope.
We're not.
There's 2 different horned animals there. One of them's got to be an antelope.
Statistically, we've seen an antelope today. That's all we really care about. And the zebra doesn't care nothing about it.
Did you get your finger in the shot?
I can't tell if I think that's the back of the seat.
I feel like it's your finger.
I don't think it's my finger, because there's light on it. You wouldn't see.
Nah.
That's not my finger. That would just be a big black spot. There's another shot of the tree.
Yeah.
I think this is the one that's around back, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe we were going to, wasn't it a Bug's Life at the time or something like that?
It's tough to be a bug.
Tough to be a bug, yeah. That's when we got this photo.
Yeah. There's a good shot of Expedition Everest.
I remember loving this ride.
Great ride, except the part where it goes backwards, because I don't deal well with that.
Oh, I do.
Oh, not anymore.
Not so much anymore, you're right.
But
I have found that I am too old now for certain things on roller coasters.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try my best, and I'm gonna be taking a lot of like motion sickness medications, because I don't want to sit out from anything if I don't have to. This is my only topless photo in the entire thing. You're welcome. Also, our only Blizzard Beach photo, period. We have like 1 Blizzard Beach photo and 1 Typhoon Lagoon photo. Obviously, we didn't have a waterproof camera, and we didn't even bring one with us. This was a Disney cast member who took the photo. You got the little round card on one of those elastic things, and I threw it at them, and they scanned it and they threw it back to me.
Yep.
Shoulders are looking nice.
My shoulders?
Nice shoulders.
They still look the same.
No, sorry. There we go. Some Splash Mountain, some old school.
I think Splash Mountain is my favorite of all the rides.
Well, I have really bad news for you. It's not there anymore.
I know, but I'm sure Tiana's Bayou will be just as fun.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure is going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to that one.
We rode this one so many times.
We really did.
Because I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And so now this is where we're actually getting now into the cast member photos. You can see, obviously, Magic Kingdom, or we're in the Magic Kingdom here. And this is our first daytime at Magic Kingdom, and there's just a nice shot of the castle.
So majestic.
Yeah, I loved this brass band. Anytime you can see any of these guys perform, they're so good. I love to stop. As long as I'm not in a rush to go off to some like Fast Pass or Fast Pass at this time or anything like that. It's so much fun to just sit and check these guys out because they're always fantastic.
Just before you flip the image there, though, I was just noticing in the background the Mickey Mouse things. Like I love looking. That's something I'm looking forward to doing in December when we go. Is finding all the little Easter eggs of Mickey Mouse everywhere.
Yeah, well, I don't think that that's on a sign. That's not really a hidden Mickey.
Well, that's an 8-frame sign that they've decorated the side to look like Mickey, and that's some. I work in printing. I know about 8-frame signs. They generally don't have sides.
She's gonna be making all our shorts about 8-frame signs.
But no, I love the detail that they put into everything at their parks, and absolutely everything. There's a decision behind every single sconce or color or archway that they put into it, and I love it.
It's another nice shot. This is actually probably one of my favorite ones because it's got the partner statue with Walt and Mickey there, and it's got the castle. It's got a little bit of everything. You'll notice a lot that we're going to be squinting quite a bit because obviously we need to be looking towards the light to be getting good shots. Carrie, of course, has sunglasses but is not utilizing them in the photos.
I want my eyes to be seen from my photos. I don't want them hidden behind sunglasses.
That's fine. My eyes are blue under those lids.
Woody!
Nice. I can't remember. This was once some kind of cavalcade thing. I don't remember what one this was specifically. Okay, so this was us taking our boat trip to, I guess we'll see when we get to the other side. But yeah, getting a nice view of the resorts as you're going by. This was the first time we saw a lot of them too, using this. And there's us. We have not gone far. Oh, a story we didn't tell. We're not going to go back to the photos, but Expedition Everest, that was our first Year of a Million Dreams experience.
That's right.
What we did, we were walking up to the entrance and we got, I don't know, maybe 20 feet away from the guy and he's just staring at us. And then as we get closer, he goes, no. And I'm like, well, I am too anxious to deal with people like that. And he's like, no. I'm like, what? He's like, you don't wait in line. And then he just took us and he brought us right to the front of the line. And then he congratulated us on our marriage. And we just got right on. We didn't have to wait a minute for that. That was really nice.
Well, that was the thing with the Year of a Million Dreams was that all the cast members were to do nice things. They were to give away a million nice things over the course of the year to celebrate. And that was one of the things they did. And it was fantastic. It's such a unique way to celebrate something like that.
Yeah, I got a milkshake for free too instead of using a snack credit. Those are the only two I remember. I believe
those were the two we got.
Yeah, which, hey, free milkshake, I'll take it.
Yeah, we got 2 items.
All right, the Stars and Motorcars parade. This is actually one of my favorite parades that they did. This was a really fun one because the theming was fantastic. This is at Hollywood Studios. So this, at the time, MGM Studios. So you've a lot of nostalgia going on in this one. But yeah, if we go forward, so there's your Ratatouille car. He's our Grand Marshal, I guess.
And we have a rat named Remy now.
We do have a rat named Remy. Well, our daughter does. Terrible chef. This is beautiful. Like Andy's bed car with all the toys on it. Woody and Buzz. Those potatoes didn't do anything, but that's fine. You can't ask the world of everything. This was great. This guy playing Bert here was such a ham, and I absolutely loved it. And we'll actually see that in the next photo. Like, he was so good. He was just living his best life up there.
He encompassed Dick Van Dyke so well. I love Dick Van Dyke, and this is one of my favorite movies and my favorite character, and he did such a good job.
The Muppets, I love this because it's like the Studebaker look with the dirigible on top. It was so well put together. Yeah, the only thing I'd have changed, honestly, is I would have maybe put a cover up or something and used the actual like puppets. They might have been a little bit harder to see. That was such a cool one. So yeah, Star Wars, this was really really interesting because for people who don't know, in 2007, Disney did not own Star Wars, but they did these Star Wars weekends during the summers apparently, and we got there and I remember they would have autograph signings, and the day we got here, it was like the day before Anthony Daniels, who played C-3PO, was doing autographs, and we completely missed it. And the guy who was there when we were there was the guy who played Captain Panaka from like part 2. But yeah, it was really cool to see these guys like this. And you've got Darth Vader. There's Mulan in the background. I don't think I caught another photo of her. Oh, I did. Very good.
And Mushu.
Yeah, another fantastic car. And again, a rare time for Mulan to show up in some of these things. Oh, the Monsters, Inc. This one was really cool.
I feel like they could have done something more fun with the car, though.
Yeah, I tend to agree, but I don't really know what it would have been. I like the front because the front just has kind of a monster face.
Yeah, but they could have made it like the yellow canister that they were filling with joy and stuff like that, because that's how the movie ends, right? The laughter at the end, yeah. And just, you know, people enjoy and stuff in the parade. It could have been filling up the meter or something.
Yeah, quite possible. There's another good one.
That's a very good one.
So you got Genie, you got the magic carpet with Aladdin and Jasmine. I wish I could see this head on because I'm having a hard time. I don't think that driver can see where he's going.
I believe that's the point of the guy standing next to him.
I'm guessing as much too. I guess they're not driving fast enough to cause any kind of a real problem. But yeah, that one's really cool. And then we just had some villains going around. The villains are doing fantastic. Actually, as we do this, today's the day that Disney villains are showing up in Fortnite. Oh, this one's pretty cool with Hades. License plate Evil. This was cool because we didn't even know that this was happening when we were doing it. We just showed up and like everybody was already like, hey, what's going on? And when in Rome, right? So you just kind of stand there. Oh, this one's a lot of fun with Lilo and Stitch. The surfboard license plate.
Yeah, the Hawaiian flowers and that kind of
palm trees and everything.
That was pretty good too.
There are no cars under the sea. This is done. No, that's a lot of fun. And you got, I always feel for the aerial actresses when they're the ones with the fins. Because I'm always like, again, Nervous Joe is always like, well, what if something happens? I was like, she's gonna have to magically like get that thing off of her and escape, or do the hop thing. To this day, I don't remember why this happened. I think this was an MGM thing, right? Like this wasn't a Disney thing. But yeah, this is some Mighty Morphin. Oh no, this is not. I don't think that is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I have to see the front. We didn't have another photo of it. Bear in the Big Blue House. That's a pretty fun one. That's the only like Disney Playhouse one that they have in this, I think. Bear was great because Bear is like anything Jim Henson is always really good, and I like full-bodied Jim Henson characters. Like Sweetums is one of my favorite Muppets for that reason. Like they're so good. They do such a good job. You know, the way they move their head. Like just everything is just so different. Oh, the Snow White one's nice.
The Poison Apple is the...
Oh yeah, eh? That's pretty cool.
I forget what they're called on the front of the car.
Hood ornament?
That's it.
There it is. It looks good. It looks like a well-decorated cake.
It does, yep.
Oh, Winnie the Pooh and Tigger too. Winnie always needs a hug.
He does. When we went to Crystal Palace with Abby, Winnie the Pooh came up, and it was funny because Abby didn't like any of the characters that were in costume like that.
Face characters, no problem. Any of the princesses, fine. Anybody wearing a mask, she was terrified of him. She was hiding her face and everything. Best photo we have is when we met Buzz Lightyear and she was buried her face, and you can just see it's a picture very tight of Carrie holding Abby with just Buzz's finger coming in to like poke her. It was so funny. Oh, this is some old silver screen stuff. This is great. I love that car, the design on it and everything. Yeah. I love film strip, though. It's one thing I really miss between what Hollywood Studios is now and what MGM Studios was then, is there's not enough of the movie homage anymore. And that's not me just complaining about, oh, the great movie ride's gone, because I enjoy Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. But there's things you're going to see later on in this, too, that are just reminders. It was like its own version of Universal Studios back when it was, you know, had the movie soul too. It's also gone from there for the most part. Yeah, I missed that, but it's fine. Well, this part of the reason why it was one of my favorite parks is because, again, given our background, we're movie fanatics. That's what we kind of bonded over when we first met. Yeah. And, you know, our wedding was designed around movies, and so movies was a big thing for us. And I love the movie feel that was in that park. Yeah, it was really cool. But I love these old looks. It's like 20s era looks with these guys. It was fantastic. So there's something that a lot of people miss from Hollywood Studios now. I didn't even clue in that
wasn't there anymore when we went last.
Yeah, no, it's not. So yeah, a lot of people, because it clearly blocks the view of the theater, which for better or worse is kind of like their castle now.
They should have found another spot for it then, because
they could have moved it. It's just like a retail place underneath it, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, it was fun to see, but yeah, it shouldn't be front and center. I wish it was still around somewhere. It seems like it was doable anyways. So there's a better shot of it. So yeah, you can see it's a retail center under there. I think I bought a hat from under there. I remember being under there and buying something.
again, you have a better memory than I.
Well, not good enough apparently, because I don't remember what I bought. This is one of the many times they made us do a fun pose in front of something.
And somebody's a little more into the dramatics than I am.
What? You're doing fine. You smiled.
Your body language on that is so much better than mine.
Well, yeah, of course it is. I'm an actor. Okay, now we're in Tower of Terror. I'm getting all the little details there. The Mahjong game and where it ended. The dead flowers.
It's so cool. Like, that's what I'm talking about with the detail with them.
Yeah, for sure. You want so badly to be able to interact with these pieces, but the velvet rope stops you with its magic because we follow the rules.
I'm a rule follower.
Yep. And there's a good shot in front
Yeah,
of the
that's
tower.
great.
When I say that, like, the Chinese theater is their castle, it's because it's right up the front of the street. Like, it's the first thing you see as you go. Yeah, whereas this is off to the side. So iconic. And then when you see anything that represents Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and that, this is always the representation for Hollywood Studios, which as well it should be. So much fun. I'm glad they rethemed California and left this one alone, so you can still experience this one and then go to California and experience Mission Breakout as well.
Yeah.
Hope some more inside here. Did we go on it again? Because
We
these are
went
actually in
on it
order.
a few times.
No, but I mean like in a row, because there were no photos between that and this.
I don't know.
I feel like we
might
did
have.
it again.
I thoroughly enjoyed that ride. Again, one of my favorite rides. I think it's my favorite ride at MGM Studios or Hollywood Studios now.
I'm glad enough time has passed because we got Abby to go on this the first time, and then she said she'd never do it again.
Yeah.
And now she's into drop rides. Like, enough time has passed that she's into it now, so we're all good. And Reese is already into drop rides because he's big enough for that, so he's going to love this ride.
He will.
That's us in front of Rock and Roller Coaster, which is finally back open for us to be able to go on it. I'm looking forward to rejoining Aerosmith for that. So this is another bit of what I was talking about. So they had these backdrops in a number of places in MGM Studios. It was fun because they just did a good job. Like, you can see they've done up the road to look like the road, and then the backdrop continues the road and all that stuff. And it looks really good for what it is.
Yeah. I loved seeing that. I didn't do any kind of acting or anything like that in school or film or in college like you did. So I don't get to see that kind of thing, whereas you have a bit more of a background in it. So it was cool to see.
And these were just sitting around. I remember feeling these just like, it's obviously like a hard plaster kind of thing or whatever it is. It's not papers, obviously, but no, these were really cool. The Steamboat Willie newspapers.
Yeah.
Extra. That's cool. And you can see the date, November 18th, 1928.
That was when he first released Steamboat Willie, right?
Well, yeah.
The character? Yeah.
And here's another one. So this is the San Francisco roads. I have fairly recently walked up that giant hill. Like, not obviously this backdrop. It's a nightmare. You go up that thing, and I got about 2/3 the way up it, and I had to lean against a tree to like just kind of let my legs rest for a minute. And then you get up there, and then you look over to the side, and somehow there's another uphill after that. I can never remember the name of the street. It's that really curvy one. I was going up to see that. I was gonna try and go see the Full House, but it was way too far off. I was there for another media thing, and yeah, it was a bummer. And then I went all the way up there. I took like a photo of that thing, decided I wasn't going to go try and find the Full House, and then I'm like, all right, I guess I'm walking down this giant hill now. And it's like that kind of like constant falling. There's a great photo of us that I'm sure Carrie is happy that I added to this.
What am I doing?
You were talking.
Probably.
You use guys merchandise. I just remember that tickling me. So I was like, I love the signs. Take the time when you're going around Disney, and like every sign is something. It's a reference to, you know, an Imagineer, or it's a reference to like a moment or like anything like that. But it's so cool. Now we're in Typhoon Lagoon.
Yeah.
full disclosure, up until maybe 3 months ago, I still had those shorts.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, no, I just wanted different shorts, so I finally bought new ones. But yeah, this was us. This is the only photo of us at Typhoon Lagoon with Laguna Gator.
Yeah.
Great theming in the water parks. It's just that, to me, it doesn't matter how long we're staying, it never feels like there's enough time. Like, we did everything once on this trip, and it felt thin.
Yeah.
Whereas now, like, we go, like, this next trip, we're doing 9 days, and we're doing, like, each park 3 times, and we've got Disney Springs that we'll be doing a couple times. Like, we're filling it out better, but, like, even with that, it's like, we probably could squeeze in some water parks, but we didn't.
Well, they're not open at that time of year.
Okay, so we, as much as we wanted to experience everything together, the single rider was just too...
enticing?
Yeah, enticing for us here. So, yeah, there's me and somebody else's kid on this ride, but we matched, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And there's Carrie looking concerned.
What is this driver doing? Where are they going?
Yeah, exactly. And now we're in Epcot for this one. So this
I feel
is
like that was Morocco.
Yeah, that is Morocco. This is our 4th day of our vacation. But it was still, well, it's still the same day. We park hopped again to come here. I had to look through because I was trying to figure out when we switched days and stuff because we'd be at a different park. And I'm like, oh, no, we're wearing the same clothes. That was how I did my
I owned a
sleuthing.
lot of green back then.
No, but I did not own another one of those red shirts. It's a bright red shirt. So there's Epcot, and you can see that old side piece there that says Epcot and has like the wand on it and stuff like that. A lot of people miss that. I don't.
Again,
I think it was a
something else I
distraction.
didn't realize was gone.
How did you not realize that was gone?
I don't know. I don't notice those kinds of things like
She's not a detail girl.
I am in some respects, just not.
Just when it comes to A-frame signs.
It's yeah. When it comes to printing, I had a thing about the Olive Garden menu at the kids menu when we went last week.
Do tell.
Well, I noticed that the borders were not even, and when you looked at it from front to back, I could tell that the duplexing was off because they were more even on one side than they were on the other.
Olive Garden. When you're here, you have an annoying family member judging you.
I work in printing. I can't help it.
So there's the Oscar for Fantasia. I had another photo of an Oscar, and I could not, it was so blurry, I couldn't even see what it was for. But it was cool to see, like, again, this was another, like, this movie tour thing, and it gets deeper. We've got more of it here. Yeah, it was so cool to see those. My biggest regret, I went to Niagara College for film and TV, and they had a guy who was a Niagara College graduate who worked in special effects for Superman, and he brought his Oscar for Superman when he came and like gave a talk to the thing, and a bunch of people asked to hold the Oscar, and there's all these people getting pictures holding the Oscar and all this stuff, and I was sitting back going, nah, I'm too cool for that, Then they left, and the biggest regret of my life is I never ever got to hold that Oscar for Superman. That being said, I've held a daytime Emmy for the Beetlejuice cartoon multiple times because it exists at my work, but to have held an Oscar, I'm bummed out that I never did that. And they wouldn't let you do it here. They would tackle you.
Moral of the story, if you're ever given the opportunity to hold an Oscar, just hold the Oscar.
Yeah. And there's us in front of the hat. So you can see this is their main street, right? And you can see just behind it is like a little bit of the Chinese theater there.
Am I mad at you in this photo?
I don't know. I don't think I've done anything to make
I
you
look
mad.
mad at you.
No, I have a feeling if it's anything, it's the guy wanting you to pose certain ways and stuff, because they were always like, do this, then do this, then do this. And Carrie wasn't into it. That's the hat, I think. I think that's the hat we bought underneath the thing. There's this again. I like this photo. See, you're not mad at me and I'm showing off my sick guns.
My shirt looks like it's on backwards. It's so high up on my neck.
I was actually looking at the seams and wondering if mine was inside out. It's not, but it's good that we're on the same wavelength as to what we're thinking about. All right, so this kid whose face I will have blurred out when we do this, he's with Figrin Dan and the Modal Nodes from Star Wars. I remember them doing like the music thing and then like doing all these photos after and stuff. And of course, then we didn't jump into enough of these, in my opinion.
Well, the first time there, everything was such a whirlwind. We didn't know what to expect. I mean, I more so than you didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But like really stopping and looking around and taking in what's around you and taking in the opportunities that present around you is important, I guess, on our next trip too.
Yeah, the Star Wars weekend stuff though, it was like that was just thrown at us. Like that was just something we didn't even know existed until we showed up, and I was like, oh man, there's a store Was it in Disney Springs or was it in Hollywood Studios that had all the autographs?
Disney Springs.
Yeah, or then
I have a memory.
It was downtown Disney at that point.
Downtown Disney.
What was your memory?
No, the fact that I remembered it was at that
Oh, I thought you were
location.
about to tell a story.
No.
But no, they had all kinds of amazing autograph things and stuff like that. I remember they had something autographed by all of the Beatles. They had this big thing with like the last 25 presidents or so having autographed
there was
it.
something with a lot of presidents.
And they had tons of Star Wars autographs and
A lot.
It was really cool. There's Carrie with Herbie.
I used to watch Herbie a lot when I was a kid. My mom loved that movie.
Yeah.
Herbie Rides Again. Watched it so many times.
Oh, here we are at Beauty and the Beast.
So this is my favorite Disney movie. I love Beauty and the Beast.
No, this is great. And this is one of those ones that it's one thing that is there and untouched from when we were there that long ago. See, 17 years later, and you can still see the show exactly as it is.
It's a classic. I mean, it's Beauty and the Beast.
It's really well performed too.
Yep.
The Beast costume could stand for some upgrading.
Yeah.
All right, you gotta let the dog up. She's losing her mind.
Come here. Come on.
She's not gonna. Oh, there you go. Right.
This is our dog, Princess Leia. So she matches the shirts.
Hi, puppers. But yeah, it's just especially when the head's fine, the feet are fine. I don't know. There's something in the torso that could use some work.
It looks like his pants are falling down. I think that's what it is.
A little bit of that too. Belle looks fantastic though.
She does.
And there's the end.
The end with the golden dress.
Yeah, they really do such a fantastic job with this show. Some more great Star Wars stuff. It was great because at the time, the only Star Wars thing that was there was Star Tours.
Yep.
And even that's been upgraded so many times now. There's I don't remember the exact numbers in terms of how many combos there are. I pointed that out in this video here. Just go to that video and I pointed all that stuff out. Star Tours has 250 storyline variations. But there's so many more combos now than there were then because they've just added so many. They did it when the sequels came out, then they did the more recent Mandalorian and Ahsoka ones, and yeah, there's so much going on. This is another show that I absolutely loved. And this is actually the only thing we have any video of in this. And I really miss this. I love me a stunt spectacular. So yeah, we did lights, motors, action. Let's check this out. So that's just a photo. So calm down.
It was cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember this.
Yeah, no, this was really neat. So now I think we're going to come to our first video right now. There we go. Look at this. This is, again, more camera quality. 10 frames per second coming out of this camera. God, it's not even full color. I think I screwed up a filter or something like that because it's only picking up the reds.
Yeah.
There's no sound with this either, so just bear with us.
So cool. Such precision and what's the word, in each other.
Trust
In each other these guys have.
Yeah, no, this was really cool. Yeah, just the overall choreography too of the driving was really good. And then you got this one. So this is more of the same, just backwards driving. My understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, because every time they leave, it's another car comes out. I think that some of these cars were set up to drive. They're facing backwards.
Yeah, they were. That was some of what they went over when they were talking about it.
Right.
Is that they were showing they had a few different cars.
Yeah.
Some of them were set up to drive forward facing and some of them were set up to drive rear facing, which is why they kept going behind that building there because they kept switching them out so that they could do these stunts and still be safe.
Yeah, so you're right. This is where they were doing stuff. So obviously this one is forward facing, but they are explaining a lot of the stuff here, and that was really cool to see that. And this is what they would do that, and you can see they're setting stuff up in the background. They're setting up other trucks and stuff while they do that and kind of just give you a little explanation. It was a little infotainment. Mm-hmm. And then Herbie came out for some reason.
Well, because he's a car.
Yeah, but this was just good ways to stall while they were setting up the next
And he did
thing.
stunts.
He did not do, well, he didn't do stunts. This Herbie's too old.
Do not break the illusion. Herbie did stunts.
And then we got another video, so you can see they've now set up the fruit thing, and again, these two trucks. Look, I'm doing a decent job following the action here, considering I didn't know where anything was going, but I'm so disappointed in the video quality of this. It's you can buy the cheapest action camera off of Temu or something and get a better video quality. Backs up. He's tricked them. They don't know where to find them. I had forgotten about some of these little details. When? We're going to get a jump eventually. There we go. And, oh, he was lining himself up probably. So there we go. And now we've actually got some people out. This is like more of Indiana Jones style now, as we've got people running around and not just the cars. Sick motorcycles. Those are all like those air. You can actually see the little holes where like the air pushes up. I'm just lost at how horrible the quality of this camera is.
It feels like, I don't know, like even older than Blair Witch.
Yeah, it's bananas.
Remember how excited we were to show these videos when we got back?
Oh my god. Well, then it was fine. Like,
Yeah.
then it was like, wow, look how cool this was. Now I like it because we can just post them all on social media so that people can watch them at their leisure and not when we're forcing them to. Oh,
Yeah.
I missed them like start that. The one guy messed up though. He was supposed to stay on the two
Yeah.
wheels. He's fired. There he goes. Okay, and then they started breaking out some water stunts. This guy's doing flips and whatnot on his jet ski. And one last video. Now there's fire. They've introduced fire into the mix.
Because they got to make it dangerous.
Yeah. Whenever water's on fire. Where did it go? Did he just go into the audience? That's the finale, is whoever's sitting in the middle.
In the middle gets hit by a car.
You know how like when you go to see like whale shows and like old
They got the
SeaWorld
splash
stuff,
zone?
it says you might get wet. This one is you might get crushed. This is one of, now we're on the movie tour stuff again. This is one of the carousel horses from...
It was one of the
Poppins?
original ones from Mary
Yeah.
Poppins that was actually used in the movie.
That's
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's the one that Julie Andrews rides.
So these guys, what movie? I'm gonna quiz you on some of these. What movie was this from?
Good idea.
No.
I want to say Indiana Jones.
No, this was from Pirates of the Caribbean Part
Oh.
2. This is the second one. When they're in those and then they have to like climb up the thing, you can see all the skulls
Yeah.
and bones that make up the cage. This was a cool part of the tour because they're making costumes in here, and you would like, I felt bad because you were like going past them like while they're like doing this stuff, and it was like, hey, watch me while I work.
Yeah, but it was a fun tour to take. Like,
It
we
really
just
was.
Got to see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. And
Yeah.
Is that the steamboat? That's the steamroller from Roger Rabbit, right?
That's correct,
From
yes.
Roger Rabbit.
That is it, and that's that's an amazing one. They had, I really wish I would have seen it when it was happening, but they had at the Oogie Boogie Bash or whatever at Disneyland, the judge like putting the little boot in the dip and all
Oh,
that stuff,
really?
and it was just it looked like it would scar some kids, to be really honest.
Well, I mean, that movie probably did scar some children. I'm sure I'm one of them.
Probably, but oh, so good. We got this playing the jailbird.
What
Was
is-
this one from Con Air? I think so. I don't remember. I think it might be though.
I don't know. This is where I'd Google search it.
These are Indiana Jones, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds about right. Looks about right, too.
Yes. They look like Nazi motorcycles. Oh, the skiff from Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
That one's really cool.
That almost looks like a cartoon, like a drawing or something like that. Like the shadowing in the middle there. It doesn't even look real.
One of the speeders.
No?
They look like they're just like left out to be garbage. Like I know they're like battle damaged and whatever. It's just like, yeah, we left these laying around.
Yeah.
Submarine. This was the Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, I believe.
Yeah. I don't know.
And a different Herbie.
Herbie.
This is the one who did the stunts.
Told you Herbie did
It
stunts.
looks like he has bullet holes.
Those are just rust marks.
Yeah. And these were cool. So that was the Batman and Robin. Well, you can read it too, but the bust that they did of Arnold Schwarzenegger to do all his makeup stuff and all of that. And you can see in the back, just a lot of different Batman things. Batman Forever in the back, and the original Batman Joker card, a wig. And there's Batman Returns. They really got into their Batman stuff here.
Yeah.
Penguin stuff. There's the Cobblepot from Air thing. There's the duck model, more of that. The penguins. God, Batman Returns, just hot take, not great. There's Captain Barbossa's outfit. Was this Tim Burton's Planet? Oh no, this was original Planet of the Apes.
I don't know.
Because it says the 60s. It's in the 60s here. I just couldn't remember if it was Tim Burton's or not. But this is the face should have been enough to tell me that this is the old one. And this is
101 Dalmatians.
yes, very much.
Cruella de Vil.
Yeah, that would be Glenn Close's
Yep.
costume. Oh, and now we're getting ready for Fantasmic.
Oh, there's an embarrassing photo coming up that I took.
Oh, we'll see. I don't remember.
There it is. I like my feet.
But not enough to make us money on OnlyFans. Just put down in the comments. Would these do something? It's like,
Oh God.
just I'm just like, hey, I'm a content creator.
I have a very distinctive tattoo on my foot now.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, are you guys into tattoos? Put it down in the comments. But if we get 50,000 likes on this, she's doing it.
I took this picture and I didn't tell him I took it, so he found it.
She does that.
He was going through.
She was doing that regularly, though. Not just this trip, just like anything. I remember we went on a trip. Shortly after we got back, we took this like trip up north, just like a day trip. And there were feet photos in there, too.
I like to surprise him with my feet.
Yeah, apparently so. And you can see, so I was just surveying the set here for different things that opened up and whatnot. There's another almost foot photo, but she got herself a nice frozen drink.
Yep.
I think this was right when you discovered frozen drink. They're like, they had a bunch of them. Because you had another one at Epcot on our last night. I remember it had the big ice cube thing in it while I talked to a guy who sounded like Mayor Quimby. Mickey, look at that photo and tell me you can't hear it. If you're somebody who goes to Disney regularly.
Absolutely you can.
Oh man, there we go. Like just the effects were so good. This is my favorite show, and the fact that it's still there makes me so happy, and I can't wait to go see.
I'm looking forward to seeing some of the shows with the kids. I think Reese is going to love some of those shows.
Yeah, for sure. Abby's a teenager. She doesn't love anything.
Abby will pretend like she didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, the boat too is another fantastic thing, full of the characters. Just trying to see if there's anybody kind of out of the ordinary on there. Is that Megara there?
From
Hercules, yeah. Oh, we got Pocahontas, John Smith. A rare Geppetto appearance.
Is that Baloo in the corner from Jungle Book?
No. Oh yeah, that is Baloo. Yeah. Oh,
I liked great. Jungle Book when I was little.
Yeah. Bad close up.
Oh, that look how Rafiki. He's like stretched.
Rafiki.
His face is like.
This photo looks like mushrooms. And now we're back. So this is actually our last day at the resort. And so this is our first look at the pool while we were there. Great little fountain. It was a very nice pool setups though. I remember this. So I set up the camera like way far away and then set up a timer and then sprinted back.
That was fun though. I remember doing that photo. Like I remember sitting on the ground and looking up at you on the TV and stuff like that. I enjoyed that.
And we're here for our
last
night.
I'm happier with you.
Oh, thank God. It only took a week. This is a tradition that we keep to this day. We always go to Epcot at the end of our trip and we eat, because we did it on this trip, we eat at Chef de France every single time. And we have no proof of that because we did not take food photos back then.
But there will be a lot of food photos coming.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, keep an eye. Make sure to follow us on our Instagram and stuff like that because there will be a lot.
I have access to his Instagram now and I take all the food photos.
Yeah. Just get in the phone booth. Okay. They did one where he closed the door on us too, but I got rid of that photo. I
remember those shorts. I like them because they had the little pockets that like zip up.
Any lady who gets some extra pockets, you know.
Women they deserve pockets too.
Hard agree. And this is getting just more shots of the actual World Showcase this time.
Oh, that looks like that's the Germany Pavilion. I'm like, it looks like it's going into like where Gaston's fountain and stuff is.
Yeah,
where the bell reading and stuff.
That's Magic Kingdom.
That's at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
There's the Chinese theater.
Yeah. China. It's just the China Pavilion. There's no theater here. Still at Epcot. There's the Norway Pavilion.
That's Mexico.
Yeah.
Some of the best drinks.
Oh, well, I say that. I don't drink.
The margaritas that they do are really good. Yeah. And then Germany has the best Radler beer.
And we got some shots across the water onto some of the pavilions too, just to get a wider shot of the whole thing. But now it's starting to get dark. This is around when we were getting ready to go for dinner too. There's the America Pavilion.
Yeah.
It's so boring. Sorry. I know it's your country that you're in, but it's, that's really pretty. The Japan Pavilion. The Japan Pavilion is one of my favorite ones. I just kept getting the same photos of the same pavilions. I just went back and got them slightly darker. Okay, so now here's the actual fireworks, just because of the shutter speeds and things like that. We got some interesting effects. This looks like all the lightning is hitting the barge.
Things are just on fire now.
Yeah, it's random
smoke and fire.
I promise this wasn't an accident. This was part of the show.
It was a cool show, though. Like I liked it. The one they have now, though, I love.
So yeah, this was Illuminations, and we got Luminous coming up. But yeah, it was Harmonious that we did
Harmonious was great.
I really enjoyed Harmonious, actually. That was a lot of fun to see. And again, they set us up in just the right spot to catch all of them.
I got there in time to grab a German beer and hang out with you and some of the other guys from the Canadian Press.
Yeah.
And I remember that show actually giving me goosebumps. Like, it was so well put together. I loved Harmonious.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. If you have a camera in 2007 that was like just, you know, if you're not a professional camera, don't try to shoot fireworks. This is okay, but not great. And that is the end. That is our final photo. We went home after this and didn't get divorced, so I guess it went okay.
Like that trip, it just went by too fast.
For sure. We are really looking forward to sharing more of this upcoming trip with you. We have got tickets to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. We got 9 days worth of stuff. We're going to be doing all kinds of fun stuff. Let us know down in the comments what kind of things you would like to see if you want us to feature anything specifically. Make sure to follow us on all our socials. All those links are down below. Make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we have new videos coming out. Keep an eye out for us, not just at Disney, but anywhere touristy, Canada's Wonderland, Clifton Hill. We got all kinds of stuff coming up, so make sure to check all of that. And we're getting really close to being a partnered channel, so fingers crossed. Why don't you check out one of these videos, keep the watch hours up for us, and until next time, my friends, whatever you do, make it magical.